Okay, today I'm out on a new bike. Not my bike. It's the people at Bay Ride in Tauranga very kindly offered to let me have a ride on it. I was quite reluctant because it looks a bit different. It's very wide. I'll tell you a bit about it. It's a Yamaha. It's a 900 three-cylinder bike. It has every conceivable traction control, cruise control, heated grips, hazard lights, all that sort of stuff. Very wide. It handles surprisingly well. I don't actually really want to get on it because it looks a bit odd. But I'm being blown away by this bike. Blown away by its handling. It's got the quick shifter, which I've always trashed in the past. I couldn't really see the point, but in actual fact, it's quite an amazing system. You can change gear at full noise. You don't have to batten off at all. But I'll show you what's a bit different about this bike from every other bike I've ridden. It's called a Niken, and yeah. But to be honest with you, I would own one. I was very, very surprised. This would be a great, but you know, the front end is so solid on the road. You go round around roundabouts like they're not even there. You know, it leans over. It's just the same as a normal bike. If you leaned over or stand at a standstill at traffic lights, and you take your foot off the ground, it fall over like any other bike. But it's very comfortable. It's very stable at speed. Absolutely hauls ass. Suspension is fully adjustable. The brakes, because you've got, you know, brakes on both front wheels, extra rubber, very good. It's obviously like some sort of concept that Yamaha brought out, and I suppose everybody just looks down their nose and say, well, it's not a real bike, it's not this, it's not that. It's not like one of those Can-Am type things, you know, with a big wide, it actually tilts and leans, and I'm really, really impressed with this as far as handling goes, and comfort, acceleration, and its cornering ability. You know, because it's so wide, this is just my opinion, because it's so wide when you're sitting on it, you don't actually realise, you're not aware of the fact it's got wheels on either side. It just feels like a normal, it feels exactly like a normal bike. Maybe that's why I've done it, maybe that's why I've given it that wide look, so you're not concentrating on the front wheel thing. But yeah, no, it's very, very surprising. So Bay Ride have got this one. It's a demonstrator, and it's 17 grand. Fuck, it's a lot of bike for 17 grand. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. It certainly wasn't mine when I first looked at it. I thought, what the fuck would anybody want one of those for? But take one for this is a demonstrator. Take it for a test drive. I don't think there's many of them in the country. So some very different, liquid cooled. I don't know. I can't give you all the specs on it because I don't really know. But you know, the proof's in the pudding. Just go in and obviously do the usual thing. Take your driving license and fill out the form and take this thing for a test drive. You will be so surprised at how easy it is to ride, how fast it is, and how well it handles. I would think in the wet it would be very forgiving. Got some nice sticky rubber on the front. Obviously, you've got to put 2 tyres on the front instead of 1 when you replace your tyres. So there's obviously some drawbacks expense-wise, but it's quite a small wheel in the front, and it's very, very nimble. So there you have it. The Niken. Bizarre looking bike. Certainly gets attention from people, but everybody looks at it. And Bay Ride motorcycles have got this there. I think this might be adjustable, this screen. I don't really know. I haven't checked that out yet. Maybe it isn't. It's probably something, some lever you pull, it comes up and down. But no wind buffeting. I've been doing, you know, way faster than I should have been doing on it. So let's just say that without incriminating myself too much. It's hard not to. And it doesn't feel like you're going fast at all. It's yeah, it's a box of surprises. So I would strongly say before you were like me and said, fuck, you know, what a piece of shit, why would you want to ride that? I would own one now. That's if I had, you know, if I had excess money or I was a lotto winner and I could have as many bikes as I want, I would own one just to take out for a tear up every now and again. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. So I don't think it'll catch on because people don't have, you know, they've ridden them and they just look at it and go, pfft, as I did anyway, and just go by what my thoughts were. But no, very, very surprising and a very nice bike indeed. So yeah. That's the Niken. I gotta take it back at some point. They're doing my Tenere, they're giving it a detail. So I decided I'm going to sell the Tenere. I've had a lot of fun on it. It's definitely the hottest Tenere in the country. I've had it remapped and different suspension package, different exhaust package, different every conceivable extra I've had on it, including wrapping it. And it's been a phenomenal bike. But it's going to go on Trade Me tomorrow and I'll look at something different. I just like to change around and try different things. So that's what we're going to do. You can't buy the Teneres at the moment. You can't even get them in the country. I think there's a waiting list, and they're all sold. The next lot coming in June, end of July, which summer's virtually over, and there's a waiting list for waiting list for them. So you probably wouldn't be the opportunity to buy a new Tenere for probably till the end of the year. Anyway, that's my day. Over and out.